The third largest city in America, Chicago is known for its brutally cold winters. Call it the Windy City, Chi-Town, or Big Shoulders. There is so much more to this Midwestern metropolis that meets the eye. Big city life, cool, unique neighborhoods, fantastic food, lakefront fun, and Midwest charm. These are just a few things that await you when visiting the Windy City. Here are things to know before visiting Chicago. The first thing to know before visiting Chicago, stay local. If you're traveling to Chicago for the first time, you're likely planning to see all the main tourist landmarks. For sightseeing, it's better to stay in the heart of downtown so you will be close to all the actions. Chicago is a very walkable city with many close to each other, and the best way to enjoy your trip is to stay as close as possible to the main sites. The second thing to know before you visit Chicago, avoid bank holidays and school breaks. Chicago is a very popular city break destination in the US, attracting over 50 million visitors each year. The busiest times to visit Chicago are during school breaks and US bank holiday weekends. So, if you can, try to avoid these peak periods for fewer crowds and better prices. The next thing to know before you visit Chicago is book in advance. One of the biggest mistakes you can make when visiting Chicago is not to plan your visit in advance, especially if you're traveling during the busy season. Starting with accommodations and ending with Chicago attractions. Booking in advance means more choices, better prices, and less time wasted queuing in line. I mean, you want to make the most of your trip to Chicago and not spend your precious time standing in line. The fourth tip for you is to use the public transport. Chicago has a lot of options when it comes to public transportation. CTA buses, the L and the Metro suburban train, to name a few. If it's raining or cold, you can also use the Chicago Pedway, the city's pedestrian walkway, system of underground tunnels, and overhead bridges. It's a great way to easily get around the city center. Another tip is take advantage of city passes. If you're visiting for the first time, chances are you will want to see at least some of the main tourist attractions. Sometimes it makes sense to look into getting a city pass instead of booking separate tickets for each of them. There are two options when it comes to attraction passes in Chicago: Chicago Explorer Pass and the more popular option, Chicago Go City All-Inclusive Pass. They both cover the same main attractions but in a different way. Another thing to know before you visit Chicago, enjoy free Chicago attractions. A city trip can quickly become quite expensive. There are just so many sites and attractions that you want to see. The good news is that you can also enjoy some of the nicest places in Chicago free of charge. The next tip is spend time on the water. One of the best things about visiting Chicago is getting to experience the waterfront fun. Both Lake Michigan and the Chicago River offer so many fun activities and it's well worth your time. There are also many companies offering all kinds of boat tours on Lake Michigan, or sometimes a combination of both the lake and the river. The next tip, pack layers. There are some theories why Chicago is called the Windy City, and just one of them is the weather. However, it's often very windy in Chicago, especially at Lake Michigan. The lakefront area can sometimes be 10 degrees cooler than other parts of the city. So, no matter what time of the year you visit Chicago, it is wise to wear several layers so that you can adjust and stay comfortable during your visit in Chicago. Also, comfortable shoes are a must when visiting Chicago. Another tip for you is to eat like a local. There are 3 things that every traveler must experience while they are visiting Chicago. These 3 things are the most iconic Chicago foods that are Windy City classics. Chicago style hot dog. This is an all-beef dog with poppy seed bun, relish, mustard, tomatoes, and onions. Do not ask for ketchup on your Chicago hot dog. Everyone will know you are from out of town. Deep dish pizza. This saucy, thick crust pizza is one of a kind and one of the foods you must try in Chicago. And Italian beef sandwich. Be sure to get your sandwich dipped in the special juice that makes this sandwich a favorite of the locals. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your trip to Chicago. For more travel tips, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Until next time, travel safe.